I see a lot of people are here already. We've got 48, 49 people already in the chat. Hey, Ivan. Hey, Olga, Vicky, Mike, everybody out there. So today with me have my friend Vladimir Vysotsky, the famous Vladimir Vysotsky. You recognized him, right? You guys probably know who he is. Yeah. Come closer.
Hi guys. Hi girls.
Don't be shy.
Oh, I'm Vladimir Vysotsky.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about, what are we talking about today? Gerunds. Yeah. We're going to be talking about gerunds and infinitives. Olga says, hey, Vladimir, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Where's your guitar?
I forgot. It's at my house.
You forgot your, how's that possible? You're Vladimir Vysotsky. If you guys are lucky, he might sing for you at the end.
On banjo.
On the banjo?
Yeah.
All right. So, right now I want to tell you guys that while we're doing a lesson today, you should send some examples of using gerunds and infinitives to the chat. And we're going to be listening, we're going to be watching, we're going to be responding to your comments in the chat, and if you make some mistakes there, we'll correct your mistakes too. So, first of all, what you can do is you can start writing about what you like doing at the weekend. What do you like doing at the weekend? I guess every day is like a weekend for you.
Yeah.
What do you like doing at the weekend?
Chilling.
Chilling.
I'm
Yeah.
always chilling.
So, like, what do you like doing though? Like
Meeting friends.
meeting friends,
Listening to music.
listening to music. Yeah. What about you guys out there? Write in the chat or leave a comment about what you like doing at the weekend. So, we're talking about infinitives and gerunds, and And what we want to do now is we're going to start by talking about what we like doing. Usually after the verb to like, we use a gerund. Ivan says, meet with Vysotsky. He likes meeting with Vysotsky, yeah. So really, with some verbs, it doesn't really matter if you use an infinitive or a gerund after them. Like is one of those verbs where the difference between like doing something and like to do something isn't really a big difference at all. But usually people say that they like doing something. So that means that after like, we usually say gerund. If we compare this to like to do something, then yeah, there's a small difference, Vicky. And we're going to talk about that difference later in the video today. But in general, there isn't a big difference. It's like more natural to say that I like doing something. And it's kind of the same with all verbs like, hate, love. We usually use gerund after them. But you can use an infinitive. So first of all, what is an infinitive and what is a gerund? Well, infinitive is when we use to and then the verb. And gerund is when we have the verb and we add ing to the end. So I see that some of you wrote some examples of what you like doing at the weekend. Alyona says she likes to go hiking. Okay. Have you ever gone hiking at the weekend?
Never.
Never? Maybe you go hiking to the shop to buy something.
Hiking?
Yeah, hiking. It's like walking in the forest, walking on a mountain.
Oh, no.
No, never? Hey, Jacob's here.
Hello, everybody.
So yeah, today we have Chris, Jacob, and Vysotsky. Ivan likes shopping at the weekend. What about you guys? Do you like shopping?
Yes, I like shopping.
For what?
For what?
Yeah. What do you like shopping for?
Clothes.
Clothes? Uh-huh. What do you like shopping for?
Drug beer.
Yeah, beer and food.
Beer and food. Uh-huh. It's
All
like
I
a whole meal.
Yeah. I thought they were the same thing, but
Hi, Tatiana. Yeah, we're going to talk about the difference between like to do something and like doing something. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And for now, you should just know that you usually say like doing something. It just sounds more natural. And in most cases, this is what we say.
because you're talking about a process.
Yeah. Vicky says she can hardly imagine men shopping like girls do.
I mean, real shopping like girls do. Yeah, I don't do that.
What does it mean, Vicky? Real shopping. When I think I know what you mean, because a lot of times when girls go shopping, they shop for like hours and hours and hours, right? They have to like try everything on, like take pictures of themselves, like send it to you and say like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? But when guys go shopping, you just like walk in the shop, you're like, that's the thing I want. And you just take it. You just choose it, go buy it, and leave, right?
Yeah, of course.
Or maybe put it on and then walk out the shop in it. Yeah. So, Olga says she's a shopaholic. Well, okay. So, talking about gerunds and
Good not
infinitives.
alcohol.
What?
Good not alcohol.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about some different aspects of gerunds and infinitives. First, we're going to start with some of the basic stuff, so that you know the general words, the general rules of when to use infinitives and when to use gerunds. And mostly, we're going to be talking about using gerunds or infinitives after other words. So which words you should use a gerund after and which words you should use an infinitive after. And by the way, there's two different types of infinitives that we're going to talk about. There's infinitives when we use the word to, and infinitives when we don't use the word to.
Oh, I thought it was infinitive 1 and infinitive 2.
So yeah, bare infinitive, Tanya says. Yeah, that's without to. That's right. Great. So let's get into it. I'm going to talk to them about some of the basic rules first.
All
What do you
right,
think?
go ahead.
Yeah, so some of the basic rules are that, let's see, first of all, verb plus to plus infinitive. Verb plus to plus infinitive. So this is when we use infinitive after another verb. And the first rule here is that we use an infinitive after adjectives. Use an infinitive after adjectives. So, for example, nice to meet you. Here we have, yeah. Here we have an adjective, nice, and then we say to and the verb, nice to meet you. What else can we say like that?
Good to know you.
Good to know you, or just good to know.
Yeah, good to know.
Like somebody tells you some useless information, you say, yeah, good to know, right?
Oh, that's with sarcasm, right?
Yeah. So, after adjectives, we use infinitive. What about you, Vysotsky? You got any ideas?
A little bit later.
A little bit later. Is it hard to think of an example?
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
Who knows?
So here the adjective is hard, and then we use infinitive. Hard to think of an example. Yeah. What else? We could say like...
it's nice to swim during the summer.
It is nice to swim during the summer. I was thinking of doing the lesson with my shirt off because it's so hot today.
It is very hot.
But I decided that I would keep this video PG, or at least PG-13.
Yes.
What else can we say? It's great to Be free.
Be free.
It's
Yeah.
great to,
See you.
yeah. It's awesome to listen to music.
Mm-hmm. It's great to have friends.
Olga said, it was fun to go to a concert with you. Exactly. Vicky says, it's good to have friends. Yeah, like you said. Great. So yeah, this is the first rule about infinitives. Ivan says, it's not great to be lazy.
Very true.
We agree with you, Ivan. So let's see, the next rule. We can use infinitive to say why we do something. To say why we do something. So the infinitive can answer the question, why? Like, why do you work? To get money.
Yes.
Or, why are you here?
Video.
To make a video. To teach English. Yeah. So, what do you think? Why do you live in Russia?
Because I was born.
Because I was born in Russia. Olga says, I'm going to the library to read a book. What else can we say? What about you guys out there? Write in the chat or write a comment. Why are you here? Why are you watching this video? What do you think? Why are they watching a video?
Possibly to learn something about gerunds and infinitives.
I would say that's accurate.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'm
Olga
here-
says she's here to have some fun.
We know that already.
Tatiana says to know more about differences between gerunds and infinitives. Imagine says to learn something new. That's great, guys. I hope that's what we can do today. So let's get to our third rule. Let's see. Vicky says, I went to the party to see my friends. Vladimir says, I'm here to enjoy your company. Ivan says, I'm going to share some secret information. Ksenia says, I'm here for learning English. So, Ksenia, you need to say, I'm here to learn English. To say why you're here, you need to use the infinitive, not the gerund. Yes, you corrected the mistake. Good job. So let's talk about our third rule about why we use infinitives. Third rule is after special verbs.
Super special verbs.
Which is probably my favorite rule. Because, how do you know? You just have to remember which verbs it comes after.
Yes.
Can you think of any examples?
Special goat? No, that's not one.
Tatiana says, hey, like, begin. Yeah, start,
Want.
stop, finish. No, start, stop, finish. We usually say gerund after those things. And begin, too. Right? Ivan says, fourth rule, just because.
Yes.
Maybe that's true.
Why? Because.
Evgenia says, afford. Yeah. I can't afford to spend this money, for example.
Prove. Agree.
He agreed to meet me. Yeah, agree is a good one. Wow, these guys know their stuff out here. Yeah. I want to watch a video. Yeah, great. Why don't you join me?
In a bit.
Yeah. Suggest, choose. What do you think? Suggest. After suggest, we usually use gerund, actually, Olga.
I suggest going to the store.
Yeah, not suggest to go. Nah. Evgenia says choose. I choose to teach English. Yeah, choose is good. Vicky says try. Actually, after try, we can use gerund or infinitive, and it has a different meaning. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Somebody said would like. That's right. After would like, we should use infinitive. I would like to see my friends. I would like to go to Greece. What would you like to do? Would you like to come and sit here? Come here. Come in the
I
video.
would like to have rest.
Rest here. Yeah. So what would you like to do? Come close.
Chill.
Come close. What would you like to do, Sotsky?
I like.
I
chilling.
would like.
I would like.
Uh-huh.
I would like to have a party. Normal?
It's good. I would like to have a party, you said?
Yeah.
I'd like to... What else?
Find something.
Like what?
I would like to find a new movie.
You'd like to find a new movie?
Maybe treasure.
Yeah, I would like to find treasure.
Find a treasure, yeah.
Or $1 million.
Tatiana says, encourage. I encourage you to... I encourage you to do what?
To look.
To study more.
To study more. Yes.
He would like to sing to us. Yeah, I think they're talking about you, Vysotsky.
Vysotsky
Oh.
would like to sing to us? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he would. They know who Vysotsky is, dude. They know the famous Vladimir Vysotsky. Everybody knows you, right?
Everyone should know him.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Why are you sitting so far away? Come on. You're so shy today.
Yeah.
Expect. I expect to have more people in this chat. Decide. I decided to go online. I hope to see you again. Good. All right, so that's about infinitive. Now let's talk a little bit about gerunds. Somebody says, what is this guy? How do you pronounce this? Do you know how to say his name? Skweisgar? I don't know. How do you say that guy's name? Okay, Skweisgar. You said, I'd like to find out how Americans hang out in Mother Russia. Well, Vladimir Vysotsky can tell us about that. He knows all about how Americans hang out in Russia. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about gerunds now. So, gerund is when we have a verb, and then we add another verb with ing. The verb with ing is the gerund. And we have some rules about when we use gerunds. So yeah, Olga said love, hate, start, mind, finish, like. You're right. After all of those, we use gerund. I finished doing my work. I started doing my work. I love hanging out with Vysotsky. When he's not being shy and trying to stay out of the camera.
Yeah.
What else? Sweisgar says, stop, deny, keep. Yeah, you're right. Great. So, Ivan already beat us to the first rule, that we use gerund after prepositions. What's a preposition? In, on, at, of, about, under. Good. Yeah, after prepositions. So let's see. For the best example, I think, is when you say, I'm good at, for example, Vysotsky is good at partying. It's like his #1 skill. He's a professional partier. What else?
Chris is good at teaching.
Good at teaching. Good at listening. I don't know. That's usually people tell me I'm not good at listening.
No. I wouldn't say that is your top skill.
No?
No.
Oh.
What did you say?
Yeah, so dream about, or Olga says dream about. I dream about traveling to Thailand. Why? What can you do in Thailand? Vysotsky, have you been to Thailand?
No. I've never been with that.
No, never.
No.
I thought, party guy like you would probably have been to all the big parties.
Should be.
Yeah, you should go there. Check it out. So people in Thailand know who Vladimir Vysotsky is.
They will know.
They have to know.
They have to know.
Yeah, they have to. Okay. Next rule. We use we use the gerund when we want to use a verb as a noun. Usually it's something like the subject of the sentence. So it's something like, Swimming is good for you. Running is healthy.
Riding in a car for a long time is never fun.
No, it's not. Reading is useful, Vicky says. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But also, in some other examples, not only the subject, but when it's used as a verb.
Absolutely.
Not a verb. When a verb is used as a noun, right?
Yes.
So what else could we say? When it's in the middle of the sentence, you know? What examples do we have?
The water is running.
No. That's passive
is
construction.
Passive construction.
No, it's not. That's the present continuous.
Water is running?
Yeah. Right now, the water is running.
Mm-hmm.
The water is running.
Yes. Just like your refrigerator. You should go and catch it.
Yeah. Olga says, learning English is fairly useful and interesting way to spend your spare time. I agree with you. He starts fishing. Okay. This is after like a special verb. Vicky says, seeing is believing. That's a good example right there.
Great example.
Yeah. So yeah, the third rule is after special verbs again. And probably Ivan will write here rule number 4 whenever you feel like it, right?
Yes, probably.
So after special verbs, what are some verbs? We already listed a few verbs, but what are some more verbs that we can use before we use a gerund? What do you think? What are some more verbs that we can use before gerunds? Or verbs that we should use gerunds after? What else is there?
I find talking to be useful during lessons.
Oh, that's a good example of using it as a noun in the middle of the sentence, right? Say it again.
I find talking to be useful during lessons.
I find talking to be useful, yeah. Great. But so after some special verbs, Ivan says like. We talked about it at the beginning that we can use infinitive or gerund after like, but yeah, we usually use gerund. What else? Prefer, someone said.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer walking to running.
Mm-hmm.
Someone, Fabiana says avoid. Avoid falling.
Yes.
It's difficult to avoid falling.
On a wet floor.
Yeah. In the winter, in Russia, on the ice.
Absolutely.
In this example, we used both infinitive and gerund. Difficult, adjective, plus infinitive to avoid. And then after avoid, we need to use gerund, falling.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult to avoid falling. Oh, look at this. We have a lot more examples. Evgeny says, stop. Yeah, stop doing that.
Neglect? Is that one?
I don't think neglect is one. I think, like, I neglected to tell you.
I believe that is two.
It's an infinitive, yeah. Quit. That's a good one. To quit smoking. Quit talking. Permit, Evgenia says. Permit. What do you think?
I permit you to go to your friend's house.
Yeah,
Your father said.
after permit, we use infinitive, not gerund. Ivan says, can't bear, can't stand. Can't stand watching boring movies.
Women can't stand watching sporting events.
Yeah? I don't know. I think some girls like sports.
Some do.
They probably just watch the guys play. Like for me, if I watch women's volleyball.
Yeah.
What about you, Vysotsky? You watch women's volleyball?
I like twerk. Volleyball.
Twerk volleyball? Is that a new sport?
It should be.
It should be.
You can show us how to do it at the end of the video. Show us some Vysotsky dancing. No?
Yes. No.
Okay, that'll be next time.
I like to see.
You like to watch, yeah. You're a spectator. Mind, Olga says. Yeah, I don't mind helping with the dishes. That one's not about me either. What else? To be used to something, yeah. I'm used to waking up early. That's a good example. Vicky. Yeah, good job. What else? Look forward to. Look forward to doing something. Right. At the end of this phrasal verb, look forward to, we have a preposition, to. So, of course, we need to use a gerund. Great, guys. Those are a lot of good examples. So, we talked about when we should use the infinitive. We talked about when we should use the gerund. But as someone mentioned, there's also something called a bare infinitive, or infinitive without to. So, infinitive without to. Ivan, you always give away the secret. Ivan is completely right. We should use infinitive without to after the verb let. For example, let's go.
Go.
Yeah, we don't say let's to go. That's strange, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Uh-huh. What else? Let him leave.
Let him go.
Let him go. Let me go. Uh-huh. What else? Okay, we also use infinitive without to after the verb make. After the verb make, we use infinitive without to. Like, my mom made me do my homework. Or Olga wrote a good example here. She made me smile. That's a good example. What makes you smile? What makes you smile? What about you, Vysotsky? What makes you smile?
Good joke.
A good joke. Yeah. Good jokes make me smile. What else? Jacob, what makes you smile?
I would have to say
Don't say twerk volleyball.
dancing cats make me smile.
Dancing cats make you smile?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Let's see. Someone had a good example here. Alyona said, let him play the guitar. Alyona is just all about Vysotsky today.
Oh.
You have to show your face more.
Oh, no.
Keep writing, Alyona. Maybe he'll show his face more for you. Great. So, another rule, the last rule. I see in the chat you guys already wrote about the last rule. You guys already know it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it here. After modal verbs. After modal verbs, we use infinitive without to. What's a modal verb? Modal, there's a list of different modal verbs. Olga says, make him play the guitar. Oh, man. You're going to have to play the guitar at the end.
Jacob should buy a guitar.
Jacob
right
can
now.
go buy a guitar right now, come back, and you can play, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Do you know any good songs, though? You're Vladimir Vysotsky, of course he knows.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So, after modal verbs are things like can, could, should, would, might, may. Yeah, these words. Must, can't. There's a lot of them. And after all these words, we don't say to. Tatiana gave us a good example. Yeah, there are some modal verbs that already have the word to in them. And of course, in these cases, we use to. But after most modal verbs, we don't use to. So, let's see. What did they say? Would rather. Yeah. After would rather, we don't say to, but we use the infinitive. Evgenia said to be to. This is a situation when we do use to, because we have the verb to be, and then to in the infinitive. So here we use to. Iona says we may sing all together. She's gonna sing with you. See? Don't be so shy. Usually you don't stop talking, and today you just don't talk.
We should make a mixtape.
Make a mixtape with Alyona.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Alyona, where are you from? Watch. If she writes that she's from Yekaterinburg, then you guys might be able to make a mixtape together. Maybe you guys can do some twerk volleyball together too.
Oh.
You know, the thing that you love doing,
Every day.
or you love watching.
Of course, watching.
Uh-huh. So yeah, so those are some rules about infinitives and gerunds. Here's a picture of some verbs that we use gerund after. Some of them we didn't mention yet. Let's see. What are you guys writing in the chat? You guys are writing a lot today. Telling you, Vysotsky, I can lend you my guitar so you'll have an instrument. That would be great. But Vicky, if I'm not mistaken, you're from the other side of the planet. So it might be a little difficult to lend us your guitar. Uh-huh.
I think it's not a problem for her.
It's not a problem for her. Maybe she'll play guitar while we sing.
It's possible.
And Alyona can do twerk volleyball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, I am not doing Turk volleyball.
You're not?
No.
Alyona's from Russia, so at least we know that she's in this hemisphere.
Oh, okay. Well, the one thing is you definitely shouldn't do twerk volleyball. You should play twerk volleyball.
Is it true?
It is true.
But you do a dance.
Yeah, you do a dance, but the main noun would be volleyball.
Right, play volleyball.
Considering that is played on a court.
True. Twerk volleyball would be a compound noun.
Oh, no. Now what would we do? Would we do play?
No. Olga says, keep persuading him. They're not going to leave you alone, Vysotsky. They're not going to leave you alone. Uh-huh. Vladimir says, not you. It's Vladimir in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Don't be offended. There's more than one Vladimir. He says, the internet's so retarded. One cannot shove a real guitar through the chat window.
Yes.
That's probably the biggest downside to the internet, isn't it?
Yes.
But who knows? Maybe when they invent teleportation.
Actually, as soon as we have virtual reality, it won't be a problem.
True.
If the teleportation, I prefer teleportate, not guitar, maybe. You know?
Well, Iona started writing to you too. Not volleyball, hiking. What do you think about hiking, Vysotsky?
I like hiking.
Great. All right, so let's look at the picture. We have some more examples of verbs that we should use gerunds after. So it says miss. Yeah, I miss listening to Vysotsky play guitar.
Oh.
Let's see. What else can we say? Resist. Vysotsky is resisting playing guitar. What else? I appreciate Vysotsky playing guitar.
I have never considered playing twerk volleyball.
You never?
Never.
Or doing? I think Jacob just denied playing twerk volleyball.
It might have happened.
Yeah, once or twice, right?
Once or twice.
Let's see. Schweisgar, or whatever his name is, maybe he has a YouTube channel where he plays twerk volleyball or where he plays guitar.
Possibly plays guitar.
Vysotsky, I'm pretty sure that if you make a video of you doing twerk volleyball and playing guitar at the same time, it'll be a viral video.
Absolutely.
You want to try? I'm not going to be there, but Alyona can film it. Alyona didn't really tell us where she's from. She said Russia, but that doesn't really tell us anything, right? So let's see what else. Practice. Practice playing the guitar. Postpone.
Postpone playing twerk volleyball.
Forever.
Forever.
I resent inviting Vysotsky here because he's not showing his face in the camera.
Mm-hmm. But we can tolerate him being here for now.
We can. Great. So I think that gives you a lot of examples with these words. Delay getting prepared for exams, Vicky says. Ivan says postpone speaking. Good examples, guys. All right, so let's take a look at another one. Ilona says Moscow, of course.
Of course.
Moscow, it's kind of, kind of far. How long of a flight? Like 2 hours?
2.5, 3
Wow.
maybe.
2.5 to 3 hours?
Maybe 1 o'clock.
1.5.
Maybe
I think
1.5.
1.5 or 2 hours, right? From Yekaterinburg to Moscow. Well, Iona, not today. All right, so gerunds and infinitives. Back to this. Ivan says, I don't know, Moscow never sleeps. Sing, please.
Sing, please.
Vicky says, that was rude. Sorry. Well, what do you want me to say? Okay. Here's a picture of an old man saying, I remember being a child. I can't remember to do what I need to do.
When it needs doing.
Yeah, so here he uses remember and then gerund and remember and then infinitive. Remember is one of the words where we can use both after and it has a different meaning. Not both, but either of them work. So let's take a look at that a little bit more. What's the difference between remember doing something and remember to do something? Write some examples in the chat or leave a comment on this video if you watch it later. Remember doing something or remember to do something. So when we say remember to do something, this means that first we do it and then, first we remember it. No, this isn't right. First you do it and then you remember it, right?
Remember to do something?
Yeah.
I remember doing something.
No. When you remember to do something, first you remember and then you do it. Like, remember to lock the door.
Mm-hmm.
First, remember, I need to lock the door, and then lock the door.
Remember to do your homework.
First, remember, then do it.
Yes. If you remember.
So let's see. Some people are writing some examples. Vicky says, when you have to keep in mind to do something. Keep something in mind that you have to do. Yeah, that's right. So first you need to remember it and then do it. Ivan says, remember not to insult me.
Yes.
Well, I haven't forgotten yet. So Olga says, please remember to persuade him to play guitar.
Yes.
Don't forget about it.
Yeah. Great. So Vicky says, I can't remember him being nice. I'm guessing that's about me.
Yeah, Chris is not a nice guy.
Hey.
It was a lie.
What is this? You guys are ganging up on me.
Well, you insulted somebody else, so we had to throw it back at you.
I don't remember insulting anyone.
Me neither.
Which brings us to the next one. Remember plus gerund. Remember plus gerund means that first we do something and then we remember it.
So this is the opposite, right?
Yeah. Like, I remember walking on the beach. First, I walked on the beach, and now I remember it.
Like a memory.
Vysotsky, you look like your mind just went like...
It's too hot here.
Well, what do you remember doing? You probably don't remember much because you're always partying. Put your face in the remember to put your face in the camera, dude.
Sometimes.
What do you remember doing?
I remember. What did I remember?
You remember partying, I'm sure.
No, after party, I don't remember anything.
Okay. Well, what is something you've done recently? So not long ago, I believe you and I were somewhere doing something. Do you remember?
Somewhere doing something. Ah, that one time doing that one thing.
With them one people.
Ah, those people, yeah.
Yeah, in that one place.
That place, yeah, I remember that. Vysotsky, you remember?
I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Olga says, I remember swimming in the sea. That's a good example. Do you remember speaking your first words?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe draft beer, no?
Draft beer, that was your first words?
Of course.
When you were a kid?
Maybe.
As a small child.
First words of your life.
Draft beer, please.
Yeah.
No, mine was ball.
Ball?
I remember saying ball.
You remember saying ball?
Yes.
That was your first.
I remember.
I think my first words were like mama or something. Mama's boy.
Mama's boy. Might have happened.
Olga says, I remember my friends playing the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a hint.
It might be.
All right, so yeah. When we say remember plus infinitive, it means remember and then do. When we say remember plus gerund, it means do and then remember. And there's another verb like this too. Try. Actually, you can use forget in the same way as remember.
Exactly, just being the opposite situation.
Yeah, forget to do something, like first you forgot to do it and then you didn't do it. And I forget doing something, first you did it and now you forget it.
Now you remember.
Like, Vysotsky, you forget, I don't know, being 21. You forget living through your 21st year of life because of partying so much. No? Maybe. Oh, maybe. Wait.
Maybe.
You forget what to say. All right. So another verb that is like this, we can use both, either infinitive or gerund, is try, and it has a different meaning. This one's a little more difficult. So when we say try plus infinitive, try to do something, this means that you use your energy or strength. For example, try to open this beer. Try to open, the bathroom's in the other room.
Oh, okay. I thought we were trying something else.
Yeah, try to open it. So use your strength, use your
effort.
energy. Yeah, use your effort to do this thing. Which is different than when we say try doing something. Because when we say try doing something, this means that we try something new, or we try to do something differently.
This winter, I will try snowboarding.
Really?
Yes.
You never tried before?
No.
Me neither. Although I've lived here long enough where probably
you should have.
Yeah.
Have you tried skiing?
I haven't.
You haven't tried skiing either.
No. I don't like snow, I don't like cold, and I don't like falling.
And
3 good reasons.
You're in Russia.
Huh? Nevertheless, I'm in Russia, yeah.
Yes.
Try reading in your bathroom. Jacob, that one was for you, I think.
I guess so. There is a book of cartoons in my toilet.
Fabiana has a question. I tried to call her, or I tried calling her. This is a great example. So, I tried to call her means that I used my energy and I called. I called. Maybe she didn't answer. I tried to call her, but she didn't answer. If you say I tried calling her, then it means like you wrote her, you screamed her name, and then you tried calling her. You tried a new thing. So these are two different ideas. Let's see. Edgar wrote, how about the verb help? Is there anything to have in mind? Edgar, I'm really glad you asked this question because I wanted to say something about help too. In British English, people often say, help me to do something. But in American English, we usually don't say to. We usually say, help me do something.
Without to.
Yeah, without to. So really good question, Edgar. And the difference here is basically between British English and American English. So I guess you could say that both are correct, technically.
But you also don't mind helping people either.
Don't mind helping people because gerund after mind. Yeah. Excellent. Those are a lot of examples. So let's see. I also found some people online that made videos about this stuff, and they had some pretty good examples too. So let's check out some videos.
Like to do or like doing. For example, I like to play tennis or I like playing tennis. Just leave it, it's fine. The short answer, just use I like doing, I like playing, I like plus ing. It's more common and it sounds more natural. For example, I like drinking, I like getting drunk, I like learning English. But the long answer, well, they're both very similar in meaning and...
Did you see what they said? They said, I like getting drunk. I think that's about you.
Oh, maybe,
But do you like to get drunk?
And what's the difference?
To get drunk would mean putting effort into it, whereas getting drunk is doing.
Well, this guy is going to explain it a little bit more.
Answer, well, they're both very similar in meaning and in some contexts the same, but there is a difference. Like plus ing talks about the sport or activity in general and your interest in it. Whereas, like plus to plus infinitive talks more about when you personally do the action.
So there you go. This was your guys' question at the beginning. Like doing something is about the activity itself, the sport itself. So I like playing basketball. And this is the sport of basketball is enjoyable. I like this sport, I like this activity. But if we say like to do something, means that I personally play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I see that somebody else asked the question in the chat. Nadia. Hey, Nadia. I think this is the first comment that you're writing. So, Vicky says, I don't see the video. It doesn't work. Okay, I'm sending it to the chat right now. There you go. Nadia asked, could you say something about infinitive and gerund after stop? So, this is a really, really funny one, actually. Let's see. I think I even have a picture about it. Here you go, Nadia. So this picture shows the difference between stop doing something and stop to do something. Stop smoking. This means that you finish this action. You did it before and you need to complete it, to not do it anymore. But if you say stop to smoke, this means you were doing a different action and the reason that you stopped is to smoke. Like when we talked about infinitives before, that infinitives can answer the question why. So why did you stop walking? To smoke. He stopped to smoke. But if we say he stopped smoking, it means he doesn't smoke anymore. Good question, Nadia. Let's go back to the video now.
Or activity. Like plus ing can mean this too, which can be confusing. So let's put this in a context. Let's look at these guys. Let's use the verb to box. These guys, they both enjoy the sport of boxing, and they both like it when they personally do the activity. So in this case, they can both say, I like boxing, the activity, or I like to box, personally when I do the activity. However, this guy, he watches boxing but doesn't like it when he does the activity. He could say, I like boxing, the activity.
Vysotsky, look in the back of the video.
Uh-huh.
There's twerk volleyball happening.
Yeah, it's my favorite game.
Yeah.
But I don't like to box. For example, because I always lose, when he personally boxes. Again though, the short answer, it's more common, sounds more natural, just use like, love, hate with ing.
So as we said at the beginning of the video, and as this guy in his video confirmed, usually we just say like plus ing, plus gerund. It sounds better, it sounds more natural, and that's what you should say. So let's check out another video now. I have a couple of videos of some people just doing some strange things, and we are going to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, let's decide whether it's to infinitive.
So this girl, I don't know how she or why she put this video up, but she says, I don't remember doing this.
Okay.
Have you ever been in the situation where you don't remember doing something? Vysotsky, you don't have to give us, you don't have to tell us any compromising information. But
I have this cases.
Yeah? Like what?
Like what?
Uh-huh.
After some party.
Uh-huh. You don't remember partying?
Almost all.
Or maybe you don't remember being arrested.
Maybe.
Don't remember sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
I think we won't give any more examples because they'll probably just get worse. So what did she just do in this video?
She put something in her nose. If I'm not mistaken.
But she doesn't remember doing it. It makes me think that probably she did something else before this that she also doesn't remember doing.
I think she remembers doing that part and nothing afterwards.
Yeah, it happens.
It does.
All right, let's watch another strange video.
Yo, Skrill, drop it hard.
This one's not really strange, but this one is interesting. It says, try doing that. So you remember, after the verb try, if we use gerund, that it means something new or something different. And probably you've never tried doing what this guy is doing in the video, so you should try doing it. Maybe Vysotsky will try doing it at the end.
Liquid mop.
We should definitely try making a video like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but not this kind of video where we teach.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Not during this time period.
It would be difficult to do that for an hour.
Mm-hmm. Liquid popping is not an easy thing.
Is that what it's called?
Liquid popping, yes.
Why liquid?
Because you move like liquid, and you also start and stop very quickly, like popping.
Yeah. Great. Okay, let's see what else we got for them. So here we have another list of verbs that we use gerund after and a list of verbs that we use infinitives after.
Don't say.
So as you can see, this guy has written on his whiteboard some different examples of when we should use the gerund. So he says, avoid, be worth. Be worth. I forgot about that one. It's not worth going to see that film, for example. Or that's another good one, dread.
Mm-hmm.
Dread, if anybody out there doesn't know what to dread means, it's like the opposite of to look forward to. So you look forward to something, it means that you really want it to happen and you like it a lot, but to dread something means you don't want it to happen and you don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what about whenever we use it after worth?
Worth it?
Yes. Wouldn't we use a to infinitive? It's not
Like
worth
what?
it.
It's not worth it to do something? Right, but if we use a verb after, it's not worth doing it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Great. So this is the list of some verbs that we use gerund after. Let's also look at a list of verbs that we use infinitive after. So here we have another list of verbs that we use infinitive after. Let's see. Promise. Promise to do something.
I promise to clean my room one day.
Plan.
Plan to. That's probably one of the most common.
Yeah. I planned to go to Vysotsky's party, but I didn't. That one time.
That one time.
Yeah. What else? Most of the other ones here we already discussed. So this reminds me of another point that we haven't discussed yet today. Negative infinitive and negative gerund. Yeah. If we have a negative infinitive, we should say, yes, Olga already beat us to it. She already wrote an example. I promise not to tell anyone about your secret. Yeah. So promise not to tell. Promise to tell, promise not to tell. To make the negative infinitive, we add not before to. To make a negative gerund, we add not before the gerund.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I enjoy not working. Vysotsky, you probably really enjoy not working.
Like.
Huh?
Yes, of course.
Of course, of course, of course.
Only partying.
But what about with the auxiliary verb do not?
What do you mean?
Would we use the infinitive or the gerund? I do not like going to.
Right, because we can't use a double negative. So if the auxiliary verb is already negative,
We wouldn't use a negative before the gerund.
right, exactly. Also, we can use negative infinitive when we have the bare infinitive or infinitive without to. So, for example, she let him not do his homework.
Or she didn't let him do his homework.
Exactly.
Again with the auxiliary.
Yeah. So if we want to make a negative infinitive or negative gerund, we add not at the beginning, before the infinitive, or before the gerund, or before the bare infinitive.
I bet you do.
When I say bare infinitive, I'm not talking about bears like in Russian.
What? No bears?
No,
Okay.
the bare infinitive. Great. So if you guys have more examples of how to use gerunds or infinitives, feel free to write them in the chat right now. We only have a couple of minutes left, so good luck with that. Or write them in the comments under the video after we upload it online. Vicky says, why not go to that movie? It's worth seeing, right? After worth, we can use gerund if we use a verb immediately after it.
And also not go to.
What?
Not go to. Bare infinitive?
Not go to. Not go to the...
Why not go to that movie?
Why not go to the movie? Yeah, that's a good example too.
Not a to infinitive, even though there is a to there.
Yeah.
To being a preposition talking about place.
Jacob, I forgot to tell you that I have something special planned for the end of this video.
Twerk volleyball?
Well, Vysotsky's here, so maybe twerk volleyball.
Okay.
I think Alyona's still here, so really maybe twerk volleyball.
All right.
But Vysotsky's here, so like, where's the guitar? Olga says, it was great to see you guys. Now let that guy play the guitar. Vysotsky, they want you. They need you. Where's the guitar? Maybe next time?
I have the same question.
Right. No. The thing that I have planned, Alyona's still here. She's So, for the end of the video, this is what I have.
Oh, can anybody tell us the gerund involved with this cat?
What's the cat doing? What's the cat doing?
Excellent. Yawning.
Yawning. There, everybody's writing it. Yeah. Vicky says, use infinitive and talk about the action that follows the action of the main verb.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe you can write some examples, Vicky? Edgar says, Chris, got to go. Thanks for the lesson. You're doing a great job. Thanks, Edgar. I'll see you next time. Next week, by the way, we're talking about conditionals, conditional phrases, and we're going to have a lot of examples.
Absolutely.
What do you think? Maybe Hakeem from Nigeria will join us?
If he will join us.
If he joins us.
If he will join us.
If he joins us. What are you talking about?
Not using a conditional, my friend. If he will join us.
After if, we always have to use present. We can't use future. It's a rule.
But I'm using the slang American term, if he will join us.
What? I think that'll have to be another one that we discuss.
Definitely another one.
We make join him. If you
Make him join us?
Yes, if you.
Uh-huh. All right,
Don't
guys.
confuse the poor students.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah.
Olga.
All right, everybody. It's been fun. Thanks for joining us today. It looks like we had a lot more people join us today, too.
Absolutely.
So
Great to see all of you.
Yeah, we'll have to... I think this format of the video is better than our small talk and like thematic topics.
And thank you for joining us as well.
Yeah,
Alona,
Alona, thank you. Vysotsky had to say bye to Alona.
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, if you guys are available next week, same time, same place, and we will be talking about conditionals. Until next time, it's Chris Marikos, Vladimir Vysotsky, and Jacob.